Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nate the Snake here, and today we're starting a new mini-series. 6-part, well 6 episodes. Before we continue, I'd like you to please hit the like button and the subscribe button. And if you can, share. Almost 200 miles away from Costa Rica, there is an island, Isla Nublar. In this island lived a dinosaur named Dave. Dave was a Proceratosaurus. Dave was a carnivore from the Jurassic period. In fact, this island was specifically for Jurassic period dinosaurs. It's why there's an Apatosaurus and a Diplodocus. Anyway, Dave, I don't know why I'm thinking Greg. Dave, the Proceratosaurus, lived with this group over here. Over here, though, in this little small area, they couldn't hardly eat. They were always hungry. When Dave did try to eat, he always got scared because of a bigger dinosaur. And right there he decided to challenge one of his friends in the group to play. And of course his friend decided to run off. Dave is a unique Proceratosaurus. While walking around, Dave didn't really have to do much. Well, he didn't really want to do much. So, he starts talking with one of his group members. Meanwhile, a helicopter flew over, trying to medicate one of the Diplodocus. While that was going on, Dave decided to, well, do nothing. One of his friends decided to challenge him to a playful fight. Yeah, didn't last long. Meanwhile, in the background, there was two Mentrocanthosaurus just walking around their territory. There was also an Allosaurus in their territory, and they do not like that. Dave finally hunted down the dinosaur, but he could sadly not eat it because of, well, bigger dinosaurs around. He looked around, but Mentrocanthosaurus. Dave, not really happy about it. But wasn't happy. When he turned around, though, a Mentrocanthosaurus was fighting a Gigantospinosaurus, I believe. Yeah. And of course, all the other dinosaurs around that area moved away so they could actually fight, which was very respectful and kind of dumb. the Metriacanthosaurus and his partner were ready to kill the Gigantosaurus, but it quickly died of its injuries, bleeding out because of one of the first couple hits. Afterward, Metriacanthosaurus walked around a little bit, then came back to the body, and was ready to eat. And ate he did. Meanwhile, Dave hunted and killed one of the little small ones. One of the small herbivores. He decided not to eat it. In fact, he kinda got scared of the area, so he quickly ran off. He started running off from the area that he used to call home. While running, he ran into one of the other smaller groups of Proceratosaurus in the area. He wanted to stick with them, but he thought it would be best not to. So he quickly was running off. It's time to go to the next area of the lake. Not of the lake, but of a lake. Oh, by the way, the dinosaur that Dave hunted, oh, looky there, he's had to hunt the goat. Dave, tired of the hunt, decided to go to sleep. Okay, back to what I was saying. By the way, dinosaur that Dave hunted was a Dinosaurus. Dave making some weird noises that some scientists think is either a mating call, others a call out to another Proceratosaurus group, and another group thinks it's just noise for the heck of it. Dave came to a little small lake and was happy because he was very thirsty. Very thirsty indeed. Once Dave was taking a drink, he quickly realized he was not alone. Small Compsognathus was around, and another Dinosaurus. And he was looking for a Compsognathus. He's thinking about going for a Dinosaurus, but then he saw a lone Compsognathus somehow surviving in the water. Dave quickly gobbled it up and was kind of happy. Well, not kind of, he was very happy. He finally found a meal. And then seemingly marking his territory in the water. And then he started making those noises again. It's been 2 years since Dave lived in this area. He was asleep after a long day of walking around. Then he got up and he decided to walk around some more. And making those weird noises. Dave was happy he lived in this area, but yet lonely. While walking around, he heard some helicopter noises. So he decided to go follow them. But after a little bit, the noises receded, and he could no longer hear them. And then he started marking his territory again. Meanwhile, on another part of the island, there were some other Jurassic dinosaurs around. The Allosaurus, Chunkingosaurus, the Brachiosaurus, the Ceratosaurus, which actually just got killed, and other dinosaurs. Meanwhile, Dave was doing nothing. And he decided to go into Dilophosaurus territory. Dave actually spotted the Dilophosaurus. He thought he could take it on, but decided not to. The Dilophosaurus also saw him, but he didn't really take too much about it, because he seemed like he was alone. If it was a group, it would have been war. Kinda. Then Dave saw another Proceratosaurus. They quickly became friends. So, we called it Jackson. They decided to split ways a little bit, but it quickly came back. Dave was starting to make those weird noises very frequent. Then marked his territory. Again and again. And then he saw a Compsognathus. And so did Jackson. Both gobbling him up like it's nothing. Small carnivores should not be out in the open like that. After that, Dave decided to take a quick drink of water to help try to get the Compsognathus down. Dave Jackson and another one of the Proceratosaurus members decided to have a small conversation, then quickly parted ways, for the time being. Jackson decided to go with him. Dave and Jackson like to be around each other, because one backed the other, and vice versa. Jackson and another Proceratosaurus was with Dave, and they were getting ready to fight a Dilophosaurus. And Dave decided to hide. Once he came out, he marked his territory. Something that he apparently likes doing. He decided to go on a small walk. Jackson decided to go ahead and fight the Dilophosaurus in the area. It was a quick but fierce battle. It was going back and forth, one or the other. Then Jackson scared it off. Another one decided to challenge him after a little bit, and he fought it. It was also a quick but fierce battle, but Jackson got the edge. And before everyone knew it, Jackson had killed the Dilophosaurus. And then Dave decided to mark his territory again. Regardless, Jackson was now the group's leader. He didn't really know what to do, while Jackson and the other Proceratosaurus came back. The other one was a little bit behind, but he was still coming. They decided to go with Jackson. Dave, not knowing what to do, decided to go on a little walk again. Jackson, thirsty, was going towards the little area of water, but it was quickly stopped by Jackson and a couple of his group members. They had a quick conversation. Dave and one Proceratosaurus went one way, and Dave and two Proceratosaurus actually went one way, while Jackson and the other went the other. seeming like they split up. Dave and Jackson parted ways, which would actually be the last time that they saw each other alive. Before Dave left, he took one small quick drink, and while he was doing that, a Kentrosaurus was telling him to get out of the way, screaming and roaring at him until he finally left. Let me correct that. That was a Gigantospinosaurus. Gigantospinosaurus, however you want me to call it. Apologies for those I kind of ticked off for that. Thought that was a Kentrosaurus at first, but then I saw his side spine. Dave was ready to continue his journey. Dave saw a small group of Proceratosaurus in the area, and they had a small conversation. Dave and two of them, went one way. The same two that actually broke off with Jackson and the other one. No, the other two was not Jackson and that one. Jackson and the other one are somewhere else. They were running full force. Not like they were hunting, but ready for a fight. Somewhat. Dave, being a little unique Proceratosaurus he was, Proceratosaurus, tried to challenge a Stegosaurus. He quickly realized he was not able to even hit the Stegosaurus. He turned around and it seemed as if he was outcast. Dave, walking around the forest, found one of the rare carnivore feeders. He quickly took advantage of it and ate as much as he could. He then ran off. He decided to get a small but good drink. One he hasn't had for a couple of months. Not a couple of months, a couple of days. Dave, keeping his head up above the water, then decided to put his head down in the water and mark his territory, even though it wouldn't have worked since it's underwater, just like the first time he decided to do it underwater. He then started running again. Dave, all he did was run and run. And before he knew it, he's about to enter a small, familiar place. One he used to call home. He smells a couple of Proceratosaurus and a quick conversation with them. It seemed like they were kind of scared. Another one came in. And then another one came in and hunted us Compsognathus. Dave decided to stay out of the area, but stay near it at the same time. The Dilophosaurus saw him and scared him off and decided to run off. While he was running off though, he realized it wasn't a smart idea to run off. In fact, he was at his home. So he stayed near where he was birthed and ran around it. He stayed near his home and was ready for anything, but was scared of the Dilophosaurus is. Every once in a while, Dave would come out and hunt. He gobbled up a Compsognathus and was looking at the Apatosaurus. After a little bit, they decided, no wait, no, Mamankinsaurus. Only saw a tail. Only saw a tail. Meanwhile, Dilophosaurus came out and started fighting Dave. Dave was not wanting to fight, but he did so anyway. The Dilophosaurus spit at him, trying to blind him or paralyze him. No, blind him. But failed. It missed, really. While fighting, Dave got one good hit in and scared off the Dilophosaurus. Little did Dave know, that was actually one of the weaker Dilophosauruses. Decided to walk around as wanting a drink. So he decided to go into the area on one of the rare occasions to get a drink. He then decided to turn around because he didn't want to try to risk losing his life. While he was walking off though, he said screw it and found one of the smallest areas. He went to one of the areas with the smallest amount of visibility, with 3 Diplodocus on one side and a bunch of trees on the other. He decided to walk around to his former home. He loved the area. He missed his area. He missed his home. But then the Dilophosaurus saw him. So he quickly ran across the area trying to make sure none of them came and hit him. Then two more Dilophosauruses popped up. One of which was telling him to get out of the area or fight him. Dave was ready to fight, but decided not to. As he was walking away though, a Kentrosaurus, I believe that time, decided to be weird. But dear Kentro it's gotta be Kentro. Kentro Gigantospinosaurus. Pretty sure it's Kentro. Well, while he was running away though, he got thirsty again. But when I mean thirsty, he got thirsty. Well, he was thirsty until he saw one of his dead companions, not Jackson. He could tell it wasn't Jackson. While he was running away though, scared to death, a Dilophosaurus stopped him. And it was this time Dave was facing this one of the stronger ones. In fact, he was facing the strongest Dilophosaurus in the territory. The leader of the Dilophosaurus. Dave, after one good hit, realized he shouldn't have fought the Dilophosaurus, instead should have ran. Should have took the warning. But instead, he died. He got killed in battle. Not taking the warning. He should have. Dave, the Proceratosaurus, had finally died. Dave, the Proceratosaurus, had lived to the age of 22. He's surrounded by a couple of his old former dinosaurs that he used to live with in this home, and a couple of others. Dave, in the circle of life, died in his original home, living to the age of 22, and died by fighting. Meanwhile, Jackson, on the other side of the island, was looking for Dave. After a while, Jackson realized that Dave might not be around anymore. Jackson then decided to live his life like Dave would have wanted. And Jackson he decided to live just like Dave. Alone. And a walker. Taking one quick drink. Then was ready for the rest of his life. This has been the life of Dave, the Proceratosaurus.